John, so who is Information Mosaic?
Well, Information Mosaic is a provider of post-trade applications to the wealth management sector. We're a global company of over 300 people today. We work with the largest wealth managers globally. So we work with all of the large Swiss wealth managers. We've worked with all of the regional players in Europe and in the US.
And what is your strategy in Asia?
We're obviously very interested in the growth of assets in Asia. And over the last 5 years, we've incorporated in 4 regions in the Asian marketplace. We're very interested in Asia because of the growth. We're also very interested because we feel that there's an opportunity for a lot of the players in Asia to very quickly go from very little infrastructure on the technology side to state-of-the-art. We're very interested in the fact that there's great willingness on people to innovate in Asia right now.
John, how is the landscape in Asia evolving?
I'm very optimistic, not just about the size of the assets, but I'm also very optimistic about how people are doing it. There's a great desire now for a lot of the regional banks to really try to be the best in their region, and that means offering proper infrastructure on the post-trade, because administration is a very important part of, and service is a very important part of the wealth management offering.
And what are some of the specific challenges that firms in this region face?
Some of the challenges are obviously people are new to the private wealth model. I think people are quite unsure as to how to service their clients against it. I think that's one of the first things. I think secondly, people are moving into lots of different instruments. If you look at a lot of the compliance and regulatory issues, they're developing pretty quickly. But just if you take here, just like everywhere else, I think the really surprising thing in private wealth are, some of the global legislation that have come in so quickly.
John, to what extent are firms underestimating some of the challenges they face in the middle and back offices?
If you look at what's happened in Europe, a number of organisations have decided they've needed such a big technology investment here, they've actually decided to outsource the middle and back office process. I think that's going to be an option for a number of firms. It's not just where the operations are going to be done, but it's another way of accessing the technology. I think it's very interesting if you look at the research into wealth management and what keeps clients and why clients leave. Clients leave more often for poor administration than necessarily for poor investment performance. So it's very much a key attribute of that. I think what people are not taking into account is how quickly there's going to be regulatory change and how it's becoming globalized, and there is a ripple effect. So I think the challenge is that there's enormous cost of actually staying still, both in terms of being able to offer products that are competitive locally in your market, and also to keep up with a global regulatory framework. So for those two reasons, I think a lot of people are underestimating what's required.
John, and what is your approach at Information Mosaic in terms of providing technology solutions?
Our job as a vendor is to solve problems. So wherever there are challenges, our job is to solve those challenges. And that's why I see Asia as a very exciting period. I think as an organisation we're quite an agile solution provider, and it very much suits us that there is quite a lot of flux in the marketplace.
Is there anything more you'd like to add?
I think the bottom line is that change is really a constant on the wealth management side. Particularly, it's going to touch everything to do with reporting and everything on the post-trade side. That is going to become a vital part of the proposition to clients. And people, when they're looking at systems, need to not just factor in what's there today and what they've got today, but how the systems are actually going to cope with big change that is just coming from every direction almost every 18 months.